Monday means it's Monday mindset and mindfulness mentoring. I'm Laurence, I'm the founder of KandL, and over the past 11 years, I've been helping individuals like you seek freedom from their thoughts that are keeping them stuck. The reason you're at where you're at, especially being on Monday, you're where you're at because of the stories you keep telling yourself. So if you want to change your life, you change the stories that you tell yourself. Every Monday, what's the first thing you do when you wake up? You probably look outside the window and say, back to my 9 to 5. Back to my job. And if you enjoy your job, that's a great thing. I hope you enjoy your job. I want you to enjoy the work that you do on a daily basis where you feel fulfilled, you feel that you're creating something, you're doing something purposeful in your life, in others' lives, and you're serving others. But for the most part, you're watching this because you don't feel fulfilled. You don't feel like you care about your job. You're checked out. You're mentally not there because you're burning yourself out. You're burnt thin. You're worn through trying to figure out how to please everyone else where you're struggling because you don't feel like being there. I'm a little over 30 now. And over the past 9 years in this role, thinking about, over the past 9 years since, it's been 10 years since I graduated college. And during this time, it's made me think a lot about how, especially being Asian American, there are things you're allowed to do. You're allowed to become a doctor, you're allowed to become an engineer, you're allowed to become a lawyer. Everything else is kind of pointless. I remember telling my parents I didn't want to do pre-med anymore. I didn't plan on going to med school. And they asked me, so you want to be an NP, a nurse practitioner? Do you want to be a physician assistant? No, engineer, lawyer? You want to be a counselor? Oh, is that a psychiatrist? No. I remember the look of disappointment on their face when I told them like that wasn't my path and I didn't want to do that. You've probably been there where you've told someone this is not what I want in my life, and you see that look on their face where you weren't trying to hurt them, but the way you presented it, what you presented to them, made them feel pain. Like you just hurt them in some certain way. That you not living the life that they want for you has created their pain. Or maybe you haven't hit that point yet. But deep down, you wouldn't be watching this if deep down you felt like you actually loved what you were doing 100% of the time. You might not have hit that point where you've had to tell someone, this is not what I want to do in my life. This is not the path I want to go on. So you stuff it, you hide it, you struggle. I saw a thread earlier and it was like, why do 40-year-old men seem so angry all the time? It made me think, I'm not 40 yet. God willing, I get there soon, appropriately. But I think about it, it's 40 years of being told to stuff your emotions, 40 years of being told not to worry and stress, but not actually getting a tool or any form of fashionable way to not stress, not worry, be a man. Now, I primarily talk to men, but women feel the same way too. I just speak from the experience of being a man. And what I found is that you don't have goals, you are not driven, you are not happy, you have no purpose in life because your purpose has always been to satisfy the needs of others. Your purpose has always been to do the thing that your parents told you to do, that your grandparents told you to do, that your grandparents told your parents what to do and your parents are telling you what to do, and you plan on living vicariously through your kids because at a certain point in your life, you're gonna get to there and you're gonna say, I didn't do the things I wanted to do because I listened to everyone else and ignored myself. I stuffed my feelings, I numbed my pain, I didn't share my feelings, and now I'm gonna put that on my kid, for better or for worse. My dad played college basketball in the Philippines, and when we were growing up, he put us in basketball camp. The thing about being Asian is you're more than likely not gonna make 6'3", 6'4". I capped off at like 5'11" and a half, and I think I've shrunk since then. But my dad put us in basketball because I think that's the sport he knew and enjoyed and loved. I enjoyed baseball, I enjoyed video games, I later enjoyed lacrosse, but I didn't play those sports because it was basketball. I didn't do well. I love spending time with my dad and sister while we practiced, but I didn't choose to do it. And I get it. Parents want to guide their kids. You want to guide your kids. You want to guide the people that work under you. Your manager wants to guide you, but they guide from the perspective that they have. You're guiding from the perspective that you have. Everything you are doing is based on the stories you have and perspectives you have in your life and how it's worked out for you. If you tried A and it gave you B, you think every time you try A, it's going to give you B. You get stuck in that pattern. You get stuck in that story. So until you shift that story, you change that story, you train your thoughts to work for you rather than against you, you're going to always think that way. For example, if you always find yourself in the same relationship, no matter how many times you change relationships and you keep finding yourself in the same problem, maybe it's you and your thoughts and what you're going through. If you struggle to see your family on Thanksgiving because you're worried that Aunt Sally is going to talk about how you didn't ever go through with your law degree or medical degree, or you dropped out of college or didn't do anything useful with your life, maybe you need to stop going to Thanksgiving dinner. And that's where it gets hard. You're afraid to cut people off that aren't providing and growing you. You're afraid to tell people, you're afraid to lay down boundaries because you don't want to be seen as that person. But 10 years later, 20 years later, maybe this is your time now. You're going to stop and think, why am I doing this? Why am I trying to please them when they've done nothing to help me? I give and give and give, but I'm not getting anything back. I know a lot of us are like, you have to give before you can expect. Yes, that's true. You're going to have to give more love, give more happiness, share more joy in order to get that back. But there are certain people where you've been giving your time, your energy, your effort, your money, your support, your love, and they've given you nothing back. Why? Because you give it so much and so freely that they expect it. In marketing, if you keep giving away free stuff and free stuff and free stuff and free stuff, people expect you to give them free stuff. When was the last time you went to Old Navy to buy something actually at full price? Probably never, because they always have to discount it because Old Navy is so used to people coming in only for discounts that they feel like they only can give discounts. Now that's another story for another day. And there is a validity to sharing and giving what you can to help others for free, serving others out of the good of your heart before you expect back. But at the end of the day, there has to be a return. Otherwise, you're going to burn yourself out. You're not a nonprofit. Even then, nonprofits are built on for-profit companies. Someone has to pay for something. Mother Teresa was funded by someone who had money. She didn't just all of a sudden get to go do these things and save the world and help starving children because of no money. Someone had to pay for it. All the social services that people benefit from had to have been paid. All the things that you're doing right now to give and give and give and give and give has to get paid, and you're the one paying it. You're burning yourself out. You're stressing yourself out. You're worrying yourself over things and wondering and waiting for them to wake up when maybe it's not on them to wake up. Maybe it's on you. Your responsibility is not to expect others to do something for you. You're not supposed to live vicariously through others and expect them to thank you for it because it's their life, just as it's your life. It's like being the parent who raised their kid to be the greatest baseball player in the world. Like, let's say Shohei Ohtani's parents, training him and then expecting him to give them a cut of his $750 million contract. And then they stress when he doesn't. They hold it over him like, well, why aren't you helping us? Because we got you here. That's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to say, I am going to help you be the best kid you can. I'm going to help you be the best person you can because I want to. But as soon as it takes away from you and your energy and your time and your life, it's time to cut it. The Bible, it says that all who bear fruit are in me, and I cut off what is withering and dying. When you have a tree, we had a tree last year that died because I didn't take care of it during the winter storm. It didn't root right. It didn't have enough, it didn't have the system to support itself, so it died. And we just left it there, never took it out. And the grass around it started to die because that root was dying and killing off everything around it. When we planted a new tree, we were told, hey, when you start seeing things brown, test this, try this. If you start seeing dead leaves, cut it off. Dead branches, cut it off. Because a dead branch is still going to continue to take energy from the main tree and take it away from all the healthy branches. There are things in your life, there are fruit in your life that are great, but there could be even better if you cut off the bad fruit. There's bad fruit weighing you down. There's bad fruit rotting. There's bad fruit falling off, implanting in your soil, ruining your roots, ruining you at your core that you need to let go of. I'm not saying you have to cut everyone off. I'm not saying you have to cut out everything that doesn't look like it helps you because they're all toxic, which is a whole nother discussion. But there are things you know and recognize that are not serving you, that you are spending too much time, too much energy, too much attention to, and it's taking away from your health, your happiness, your joy, your relationship with yourself, and you're dimming your light to fit in. You want to show up at family Thanksgiving, but you don't want to deal with XYZ person. You want to teach your kids how to play basketball, but you don't ask them how are they doing. It's actually selfish. You should be selfish with yourself, with your time, your energy, and your efforts. Because if it's not a hell yeah, it should be a hell no. Solar Not Giving an F by Mark Manson, great book. Making a comeback. At the same time, you feel that you owe it to them. They're family though. I need to take care of them. Blood's thicker than water, which is actually a misrepresentation of what Jesus said, that his blood, his sacrifice, covers up everything else. So where are you giving so much of your energy that you're letting your root rot? You're letting the bad fruit just keep sucking energy off from the good things in life. Who do you need to cut off? What habits do you need to cut off? It's June 1st. July 1st. It's July 1st. It's the first of the month. It's a Monday. It's the start of the week. And the best part is that you are starting the second half of 2024. So it's never about how you start the year, because everyone has great resolutions. Everyone has these big dreams and goals, but they don't do anything about it. And halfway through the year, right now, they realize that they're going to have the same resolution they had last year as they are going to have next year. I want you to think about that. What are you doing right now that's taking away your energy and time and effort from the things that are actually going to push you forward? Life isn't about adding more things to do. It's about removing the things that aren't producing for you. By your fruits you shall be known. Do you want to be known for good fruit or bad fruit? Because the people who aren't thanking you, caring about you, sharing anything with you after you've given so much to them, they're never going to thank you until they wake up. And even then you shouldn't expect that. That's the easiest way to stress out, is waiting for someone to thank you out of your expectation. If this helps you, peace, love, and light. I want you to keep shining your light. Be bright. Don't dim your light to fit in. Keep growing. And if this helps you, follow us on our socials. They should be posted down below. Find us online. Sign up on our mailing list. Get these tips daily instead of these tips daily and weekly, rather than just weekly on YouTube, which you never know if you get because of how SEO works. But until then, Laurence with KandL. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Hope this guides you and gives you something to look forward to in this day as you start the new month, as you start a new week, as you start the new quarter, the next 3 months, the next 6 months, as we go into 2025 in 6 months. Have 6 months of progress, not 6 months of excuses.